Good morning. Hey, it's Glendon Cameron, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu, where your real financial education begins. We're going to talk about finance, starting businesses, and other wonderful financial events. But today, we're going to talk about why you should never, ever pay your collections. I'm going to give you the categories. I'm going to give you the situations. I'm going to give you a lot of stuff. I'm going to speak very fast, so keep up. Number one. Hold on. Okay. You should determine who is trying to collect from you. All collection companies are not created equal. Let's say you defaulted on a debt with Citibank. Now, Citibank, I don't think is selling debt because this stuff changes, so don't hold me to accountable to this. But let's just say Citibank sells their debt to this collection agency for literally pennies on the dollars. Let's say you have a debt of $7,000, and then this next collection agency comes after you for $7,000. They could have paid as little as 30 cents to $30 for that debt. Now, one of the things is there's a lot of stuff about contracts and, you saying on the phone that you owe this debt. That's really kind of conjecture. They already have your credit card. They already have your social. They have full legal access to your credit file. So that's not the issue. What has to happen, and let me go up here, is you got to know the law. You have to know how this stuff works, how it doesn't work. So they've sold your debt. This company's coming after you. And since they paid $20, $30, $40, let's say they paid $100 for your $7,000 debt. Anything that they collect above $100 is nothing but profit. So this is why they offer you these letters like, hey, we will take half because they've only paid maybe $20. All right. There we go. They've only paid like $20 or $30 or $100. So it's really financially lucrative for them to buy debt and collect $500. They make a lot of money. Now, one of the major reasons that you should never, ever pay collections is it does not improve your credit. Let's say you have a bill from 3 years ago, you got the money, you want to pay it off, you pay it off. It does not move your credit score up. It does absolutely nothing for your credit score. Nothing. Nothing at all. And one of the issues with that is there's a lot of people who think that if they pay old debts, that it's going to improve their credit. Now, there's a few cases where you have to pay these old debts. Let's say you're borderline on getting a house. And they're like, look, the underwriter tells you, if you pay this, you pay this, and pay this off, then we'll approve the mortgage. You're kind of stuck because you need to do that to get the mortgage, and that's through manual underwriting. But that's kind of a situation where, you've got to handle this. You've got to provide tax returns. But that's the case that you would have to pay the collections if you want to get that mortgage and if it's worth it to you to get that mortgage. Another thing that you have to do, let's say the bank decides to sue you. Let's say the debt is $40,000, $50,000 and the bank comes after you. If they actually sue you, because most of them will not sue you for unsecured credit card debt, especially if it's low. But if they sue you and then get a judgment, you got a problem. But that's kind of rare. But in a nutshell, if you're what's called debt judgment proof, you don't have any money, you are just having a hard time, and you have all of these bills, and you have all these collection companies coming after you, what can they get? What can they take? There's nothing for them to get. So you're judgment proof, and depending upon your situation, how bad it is, if you lay low for 7 years, then pretty much they can't do anything to you. and it becomes legally uncollectible after 7 years. And this is why you get the zombie debt. This is why they send you these letters of like, hey, and then in the fine print, it's like, well, legally we cannot collect this. But you shouldn't pay any collections until you do these things. Like once you get a dunning letter from a collection agency, you need to respond. And you need to verify the debt, which a lot of them can't. Now, let's say they verify the debt and they have you. You got a few choices. And I'm going to give you a technique that I used in the past that works really well because no one does this. Matter of fact, let's do that now. Let's say you're in the position to pay off all of your debt. Say you owe 15 grand, you've got the money, you want to pay them. If you feel in your heart that you need to handle this debt, you do not pay the collection agency. You pay the original debtor, the original credit card company, whoever you default on. And what you do is you take one, if you haven't thrown it away, you take one of your old bank statements, credit card statements, you write a check and you send it to them. They're going to take your money and whatever to the debt collection agency that they sold their debt to, they're going to send them the $20, $30 and they're going to keep the rest of that money. Now, if you want to reestablish a relationship with Citibank, American Express, once you go bad on them, they're done with you. So if you want to reestablish with American Express, you will have to pay your debt and you will have to pay it in full. Once again, it depends upon how valuable that financial relationship is to you. If you want an American Express card and you defaulted on them, you must pay that debt. Now, that will not, quote, improve your credit on your credit report, but if American Express reissues you credit, the new credit will improve your credit score. So that's one of the ways of paying off debt, and that it will help you. But just let's get with the collection companies. There are some companies that have in-house collections. So if it's like Citibank has this company calling you, it's actually Citibank. And one of the reasons that a lot of these financial institutions have in-house debt collectors is they used to sell their debt, and these companies will make crazy money. And they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. It is actually worth it to us to hire people to collect the debt because we're going to make way more money. So there isn't a lot of companies selling debt. There is some. It really depends on who you have your situation with. Now, another thing, and I'm saying this 3 times, paying old bills, paying cards that have been charged off does not impact your credit score in the positive. It doesn't. The Fair Isaac model does not work on that. It is a predictive model. It's not an after the fact model, because once you go bad, once they hit the charge off status, they're done with you. It's over. It's a wrap. Now, how do you handle these collection agencies when they call you? You can simply say, don't call me no more, and they can't call you anymore. But most folks don't answer the calls and they just keep calling. Now, I'm going to give you some tactics, because once again, paying the collection agency does nothing to improve your credit score. Paying the original credit grantor will not do anything to improve your score. What it will do is give you a door back to opening that financial institution, which if they grant you new credit, that will increase your score. So if you're going to pay anybody, you want to pay the original creditor, and you want to reestablish a credit line. Because if like you have a situation, let's say you owe Bank of America, $5,000, you call them up. It's like, look, I got the money, but I need for you to open up another line of credit for me. If they don't, keep your money. You heard me, keep your money, because it's not going to improve your credit situation and you're out your $5,000. If you feel from a spiritual standpoint that you need to pay this debt, okay, do that. But understand that it is not going to improve your credit score whatsoever. It's not. It's just not. And I know there's a lot of misinformation out there that people feel that it will, but it will not, because it's just a sad, sad situation. All right, so let me get into these comments because we're going to talk about this some more. What's up, Johnny Walton? What's up, Christian Amerson? What's up, Tatiana Martin? What's up, Lucifer Ratzinger? What's up, Certified? Rudy the Dog. Good morning. Lamode, the Wild Jones Report, Rob Nelson. What's up, Tatiana? Yes, it's a beautiful morning. What's up, Rise and Grind? Chris Monroe, Tim, Ray Owens, Crump 04. Hello, collections should be outlawed to the flip side. Let's pool our funds and start a collection agency. You're funny. Alicia B, what if after 10 years they come after you and they garnish your wages? That's not legal, right? Alicia B, I need more information. It depends on what they've done. And I'm going to give you a situation where that is legal. Let's say they sued you before the statute of limitations were over and judgments, because let's walk through this. Let's say you have a debt. Let's go ahead and say Wells Fargo. And just before the 7-year statute expires, they sue you. You don't get the paperwork. They get a judgment. They could collect on judgments for 10 years. So just depends, because one of the things I want to do for you guys is give you information, and I need better information from you, because if that was zombie debt, that's something that had been charged off and 7 years have passed and they did not sue you, yeah, that would be illegal. But if they sued you and they have a judgment, they can come after you. And since they're collecting and garnishing your wages, it looks like they sued you. Tennille Martin owed $15K in 2007. They garnished my wages. That stopped about 7-8 years ago until I started making good money. And they've been garnishing ever since, $800 a month. Tennille, they sued you. The only way that someone can come into your employer and garnish your wages is they either place a lien like the Internal Revenue Service, or they get a judgment. They get a judgment on you. They take that judgment to your job. They can get your money. This is why you can't ignore these collection agencies. This is why you can't ignore these letters, because see, one of the things they do is they look at your credit report, and this is a game. They're like, oh, okay, they're doing well. Let's go after them. I mean, it's just that simple. Because when you sign up for a credit card, you sign up for a lot of stuff. They're in the mice type or the fine print. And essentially, you sign over the right that they can sell that debt. The people that they sell that debt has right to your collection, to your credit report. It's all kinds of stuff. Rudy Dog, what about hospital bills? Ask better questions. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's just that's a very basic. I need some teeth. I need some more stuff to give you the help you need. Yes, Taj, you're late. Good morning, DRL. What's up, Ronnie Wilson? Sup, Lewis? Tim Foster, my spirit says don't pay. E-Rock, what's up? Great day to you, sir. What's up? Well, debt collectors, and you got to understand, if it's a debt collection agency or it's the creditor's in-house agency, it's very, very different. It's good. What if they have what is that? Better question. Ronnie Wilson, how can you get inquiries removed? You could challenge them, but inquiries only hurt your score for literally 6 months, if that long. What about hospital bills? How do you escape those? Hospital bills are very complicated because of HIPAA, but essentially, you got to come at them a little different way. I'll have that in the course because that's really complicated, because essentially you have to hit them with HIPAA law, because let's say this hospital renders your debt to this debt collection agency, right? But they also sent them your medical files. That's illegal. And a lot of this stuff happens because a lot of people don't know their rights. D, I know you should have given info on not paying collection agency for credit cards. What if the collection agency is on behalf of Comcast? I want to improve my credit. Do I put collection agency or Comcast? Let me tell you a little story. I had a Comcast account, and I canceled my Comcast account. Took the box back to them, and those suckers put that on my credit report as like a $1,500 collection. And I was like, whoa, 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 my credit's straight. And that literally dropped my score 120 points, that one collection item. And I called them up and I said, this is a mistake. And then I got to run around. So you know what I did? I went down to Fulton County Courthouse. I swore out a lawsuit. It was only like $50. And I sent a copy of that lawsuit to the CEO of Comcast. 24 hours, it was gone. So you pay Comcast. Now, if you owe them, I'm just saying, because a lot of times these companies will do stuff that is wrong and they'll drag their feet trying to fix it. Because essentially what happened is after I did my lawsuit, then they got me to the executive branch, and this lady fixed it in 24 hours. I mean, it was off my credit report in 24 hours. But you do not pay the collection agency, you pay Comcast. I'm going to teach you another little trick in a minute. What's up, Flying Cheetah? What's up, Nick Thomas? Abel, it's a third-party organization I work with called Lexington. Okay. Just trying to make it. So once they get a judgment against you, is it like that final straw, meaning you just have to pay it? No. Once they get a judgment from you, they can come after you for up to 10 years. I'm like, the judgment, there's a while to collect it. You know what? Let's find out. Hold on a second. Because I'm not sure about that. How long do they have a judgment? Because see, once they sue you and get a judgment, that's a whole different ball game. Let's see. Okay. Depending upon state, you have to look at the laws, but judgments enforceable, meaning that they can collect. They can so let's say you have a debt, and at the 6-year mark they sue you and win. So effectively, they could collect that debt for 17 years or 16 years. Depending upon your state law, because some states may be shorter, some states may be longer. But if you get sued, essentially they can collect the debt on you for 16 and a half years. So that's a long time. Crump, you can sue the agency if they violate you or break laws all day long. Most folks just don't know how. Rudy, how do I not pay the hospital bills? What strategy should I use to get out of paying hospital bills sent to collection agencies? Hope this is a better format. Okay. Essentially, you got some choices here. You can do traditional challenging, which may get rid of it. I had a situation where some of my debt from when I was sick and I was in the hospital, it was paid, but it still ended up on my credit report. So I went ahead and challenged them. And they were like, no, we're not going to take it off. And then like 6 months later, it just disappeared because I was still challenging them. Hospital bills can be very tricky. But once again, what you want to do is go to the original creditor, the original hospital, the doctor, whoever has that bill, and pay them or work out a payment arrangement with them and then challenge the stuff on your credit report. Daily, what about AT&T? They won't stop calling. Well, you could answer the phone and say, look, don't call me anymore, and they can't call you. What if they still have the original contract? Once again, more information, who, what, when, where. Don't know what you're talking about. Is it a credit card? Is it a utility? Tim Pfizer. Oh, man. Ronnie Wilson, hold on. Let me just go in here real quick. What I've done is done what I call a super credit bundle. It's pretty much how to build and repair and enhance your credit. And unlimited credit is for people with good to great credit where they can turn into super credit. And disruptive money personal is some ways for you to make some extra money and create a budget. There's probably some more modules I'm going to put in there, but it's $99 for you to get started today. So I realize a lot of people have this issue, and I'm not going to break your pockets. So you can get started today at $99. The link is below the video. Let's see. Good morning, Tanya. Leon Holt, I was tricked into paying money on an 8-year-old debt due to the fact that I paid on it for 2 years ago. Am I obligated to start on another 7 years? It really depends. Because if your debt, wait a minute, let me get this straight. You were tricked into paying money on an 8-year-old debt. So essentially, look at your credit report. They should not reset the clock, but I don't know what it is, who it is, so that could be ugly. Alicia B, old car loan from year 2000. I don't really know why. Maybe it ran out of statute of limitations. Maybe the company went out of business. Christopher, put your post in again. That looks crazy. Dollars Bill, what's up? I love the baby face. That's funny. Thanks for sharing. What's up, D. Coleman? Ronnie Wilson, I've cleaned up my credit, but I still need to establish more. What steps do I take? Check out yesterday's video and buy the course. We'll walk you through that. What you need to do is you need to establish 3 to 5 different lines of credit. Street Kicks exclusive. How about federal student loans that have been defaulted? No lawsuit. Student loans are probably the absolute worst thing that you can have on your credit report. They do not go away. You cannot bankrupt out of them. You are forced to handle them. You've got to pay them. There's no other way. Anton, what's up? I understand paying off old debt doesn't help improve my score, but does leaving old debt there continue to hurt my score? I'm referring to a debt that's charged off. That will, the first 2 years is most critical when it's going to hurt your score. But once you get to year 6, 7, it really doesn't do anything. And then most companies have it set where it falls off at 6 months and 9 years. 6 years and 9 months. What's up, J Love? What's up, Lucifer? What's up, Lauren Hazel? Let's see. Oh, yeah, Comcast is crazy. This is one of the things that I do when I'm dealing with a company that is not responsive. I'll just sue, because what's going to happen is that lawsuit is going to get someone's attention, because most people do not sue. You can go to your local courthouse, you can fill out the papers yourself, and put in there exactly what the issue is, and I guarantee you, someone will be on it very, very quickly. Now, I know it's intimidating, and I'm probably going to put a section in the credit course on how to sue people. Those collections, if your credit is good, one collection agency or one bad thing will drop your score 100 to 150 points. One. Just one. It's no joke. Oh, Comcast is the devil with that. Christopher Warren, do I have to pay the company back for the training after I quit the job? Depends. Do you have a contract? Oh, I'll get to that, Thier. What's up, Conscious? Sure, Baker. Can I use statute of limitations to delete debt from my credit report? It should automatically be suppressed. This is the thing. Unless it's deleted, it's suppressed, it's hidden. So after 6 years and 9 months, it just disappears. Flying Cheetah, what about collections when it comes to banks? I had Bank of America and overdrafted my account. It wasn't but about $300, but I'm stuck in check systems. Check systems is a different animal. What you have to do is pay that debt off, or you can actually challenge it in check systems. You can actually challenge check systems and you get them to verify and pull it off. Tim, you cracking me up. Jermaine Coleman, how fast can you build after chapter 7? Anywhere from a year to 10 years. Depends upon you, depends upon your economic means, depends on a lot. Tanel, I paid off the debt. I'm just paying interest now. How long can I keep doing this? Um, let's see. What is your situation again? Break that down because that doesn't make any sense, Tanil. I need more information. E-Rock, can you help get inquiries removed off report for car loans? They ran my credit more than I thought. You can, but I got a question for you. If the inquiries are going to be for on there for about 2 years, but yeah, you can challenge inquiries. D. Hectorus, how often should you get a credit report? Great question. Depend upon your exposure level if you're high risk. I have monitoring. I look at my credit report every month because I was a victim of identity fraud. So I'm just freaked out like that. So I look at it every month because the sooner you look at it, the sooner you'll find. I would suggest you get credit monitoring and you look at it every month. That's how often you should look at it. And when you get the credit monitoring, you can pull a copy of one. I have Equifax since I'm in Georgia. And if every now and then I'll pull all three just to see what's on there. 2000, the USAG changed the laws on collections. Morning. Sure thing. Now, here's some of the other stuff that you can do. The helpful information. Now, this comes into establishing an LLC, and comes into establishing business credit. I want you guys to hear me very, very clearly. If you are in a bad situation due to health, divorce, and your stuff is just messed up, this is for you. This isn't for you if you just have a bad habit of paying bills. Start an LLC. Go through the process and build a business, not just business credit, but a business. And that will enable you to earn money, to stack cash, and the LLC protects your new money from creditors because it's in your name. I'll even talk about that. Let me write this because it's a process. You got to do it a certain way. Let's see. Start an LLC for protection against creditors. There's a way you got to do it. So essentially what you can do is start a business. Once again, hear me, start a business. Do not just go out and file an LLC and have a bank account because that's not going to work. But you start a business, you set it up a certain way, you can earn money to improve your life, to improve your situation, and protect your new money against creditors. Irvin, I have a public lien from when I resided in Atlanta, but it was unaware of the debt because I left to work overseas. Is there anything I can do that no longer? Okay. Public lien. You have a tax lien? What is it? Because if this happened in 2005, it should be off your credit report. There's more to the story. Yeah, Christopher, you signed it. You got to pay them. Or they can come after you. More likely they won't, but they can. BO, Bank of America is the worst. Nope, Chase tried that the 18th. Joshua Hill, if there any hope of negotiating a payment agreement after they sue you? Yes. They want money. Any way they can get money out of you, yeah. There's a way. Jay Love, I stopped making deposits into an old bank account when the bank ended up being closed. If the bank closed, your banking information shouldn't impact your credit information. Yeah, Christopher, you do. If they come after you, I don't know if they will. All right, yeah, you got to look at that. If it was 2005, it shouldn't even be on there. Tanil, my judgment on the foreclosure had an interest rate attached and accumulated interest over years. That they said low. Um, I don't, Tanil. Is something wrong with this? How much are you paying? What are you paying? Because if they foreclosed, you shouldn't be paying anything. I don't get it. That's um, that's kind of crazy. All right, so what I'm getting ready to do is bounce. All right, for those of you who want help on improving your credit, are you suffering with bad credit? Have you lost control over your financial life? You're in the right place. I can help. You're not alone in your struggle. I understand that. I've been there and I was miserable. Guess what? I have some good news for you. There are proven methods you can use to rebuild your credit and regain the good credit you need to rent an apartment, buy a home, obtain credit, buy a car on time, get jobs in the field by passing the required background check. So for everyone here, you can get this bundle. I am adding to it. I added a section to the unlimited credit because, like, once again, this section here is for people with good to great credit, how to make it better. This is for people who have issues with their credit and low credit scores, a lot of judgments and stuff. And Disruptive Money Personal is how to get your financial life together, because you got to get everyone needs a budget. If you make $1 million a month, guess what, player? You need a budget, because a budget shows you where your money is. It shows you what's happening with your money, and you don't get into this trouble, because a lot of people feel that they are in a bad situation because they don't earn enough money. That's not it. It's not true. You're in a bad situation because you're being irresponsible with your money. That's the real truth, and that's the deal. And the super bundle can help you with all of that. So, like I said, pop out of there because I'm going to answer a few more questions before I bounce. J Love, no. Yeah, that's my thing, Tanil. It's like if you foreclose, you don't have the house, you shouldn't be paying anything. Yeah, budgeting is everything. Budgeting is so much of this. All right. So there it is. You can get the super credit bundle. The link is below. Do me a favor. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to give me your phone number, because the people who are on the text notification squad get the best deals, early offers, and so on and so forth. And after this renders, leave a comment. All right. So I will see you guys later. Y'all have a great day. All of the information is below the video. After this is done, I will put this information in the first comment. Don't know if there's going to be a live stream tomorrow. There might, but we will see. So thanks for joining me. You guys have a great, great day.